My little cricket is. Hey everybody, this is Beast. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm on my nice big old Charlie bus. I'm getting ready to do a 200-mile round trip for Amtrak here soon. But I was sitting on my bus today and I was just I was thinking about what had happened earlier this morning. I was in the grocery store shopping, and when I was walking around the supermarket, I actually noticed something for the first time, even though it's been happening for a while. I thought it was a coincidence, so I kind of went back into memory lane, and then I actually went on to eBay, because eBay is the place where you're going to buy old food. People do taste test the old food all the time and see if they taste even better, if they're worse, they turn into powdered sugar, whatever. So before we continue, why don't you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and I'm going to tell you the whole story. It is quite an interesting one. So I've noticed in the supermarket, our food is shrinking. It's unbelievable. I went down the cereal aisle, and I felt like Honey Nut Chex. I mean, Chex cereal has always been one of my favorites. Same thing with Cheerios. Now, Cheerios really hasn't changed that much. But when I looked at the Chex box and I picked it up, it was like an inch and a half shorter. And dang, it was thinner than Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone book. It was just like that. I was like, how many bowls of cereal can we get out of this? So I picked it up and I purchased it. So I went around the whole store and I was looking, and then I decided I'd pull out my phone and I looked at the can for a can of tuna. I realized, well, yeah, we're paying the same price for a can of tuna, but if you look at the label on the can of tuna, it's 2 ounces shorter. So you're going 2 ounces less of tuna. And not big, 2 ounces is not that big of a deal. So I got even more curious. So I walked around to where like the salad dressings are. Now, I eat a lot of salad, and everybody in our family eats a lot of salad. So I turned around and I went into the salad section, and I looked around, and sure enough, when I pulled up a picture of Hidden Valley Ranch, I picked up a thing of Hidden Valley Ranch. I picked up a thing of Catalina Kraft dressing. And I looked online and I looked at the images, and it's actually 4 ounces smaller in that container than what we used to buy. I think it was like 4 years ago when I looked at the data on that picture. And I'm like, whoa. The only thing that really hasn't changed is a gallon of milk, eggs, I guess your fresh fruit and vegetables. I looked at the bag of vegetables, and yeah, that's shrunk down to another two or three as well. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I went back and I looked at a can of chili. It's the same thing. I looked at the bags of chips. It's the same thing. So not only is the food packaging shrinking, the quantity inside is shrinking. And food prices have gone up. And I'm like, wait a minute. How am I supposed to feed a family of 5 when you literally have half of what you expected to buy with 1 can or 1 box of food? Now, going back to the box of Chex, I went home and pulled out a normal cereal bowl, and I dumped it into two bowls evenly. Yeah, it filled 2 bowls of cereal. So it's not a gripe. It's still 2 bowls of cereal for $4. But I remember 3 years back when I used to buy it all the time and eat it before I go to work. It was like $4 or $5 for $1.99. So now we're paying a lot more for our food, even though it's kind of deceptive because we're looking at pretty much close to the same box. I was looking at a box of Fruity Pebbles. It's still the same height as a box of Fruity Pebbles, but the thickness of that box keeps shrinking. So I'm really curious of how many other people have noticed the incredible shrinkage of Well, I would guess processed or manufactured foods. I've looked at a bag of Oreos at the same thing. So the thing was, I got so mesmerized by the by how small our stuff was starting to get, how small our food supply is starting to get, that I realized I spent an entire hour comparing different food products in our supermarkets. I went and I looked at Hungry Man dinners. Hungry Man dinners used to be a staple back in the 80s. I mean, we had Hungry Man dinners in the fridge, in the freezer. We had banquet meals in the fridge, in the freezer. Banquet meals used to be $4 for $1 or $5. And Hungry Man was the feast for $2.50. And then I looked at the packaging on that, and I realized that it shrunk down at least 6 ounces from the amount of food that you received in a Hungry Man dinner. 6 ounces. I'm like, dude, what are you trying to do, starve us? So, I'm kind of wondering how much other food is, has shrunk. I haven't checked anything in the freezer section. I'm just so disgusted by the shrinkage of food that we've had in the past few years. I mean, I used to buy a container of kielbasa, and kielbasa always used to be something we threw into our stir fry, or if I bought a box of fettuccine noodles, and I chop it up and throw it in there as a protein. And I've noticed that that's already shrunk. I've known that's shrunk for years, because when we used to buy it, I would say about early 2000s, it went around twice. You had 2 coils inside of one package for about the same price that we pay right now. And I mean, that was a staple in itself. I mean, we literally ate lots of sausage. We had it in just about everything. We had it in omelets, we had it in stir fries, and we had it in soups, and we had it in stews, and we had it in chilies. But now it's just shrunk. There's what's going on? I mean, none of the news organizations are saying anything about it. Nobody's mentioning about this shortage in the food that we're purchasing it. But the thing is since it's shrinking, we're buying more because we realize we're running out more. So if they cut the packaging in half and charge the same price, we're going to pay double just to be able to increase our food. So what are we going to do about that? I have no clue. Well, pretty much what I'm doing about it right now is, since a loaf of bread is still about the same price, but what I'm doing now is I'm buying my own sub rolls. I'm buying flour and I'm making my own pasta. I had fresh pasta the other day and it was wonderful. It took maybe 15 minutes more, but it turned out amazing. So I'm going to start experimenting a lot more in the kitchen, and as I keep progressing with that, and start getting things even better as far as taste, I'll start sharing it with you on YouTube. So let me know in the comment section below how you guys have stretched your food bill. Have you noticed food shrinking? Have you noticed, our food bills are getting higher? Let me know in the comment section below. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe bell, hit that notification bell, and so you don't miss another one. Tell your family and friends, and keep on rocking.